Hello there, and welcome to Future Music from the Robot Lab Interview File 13. And on this interview, I will be interviewing Jay Taylor, the man behind Jay Dead. Hey Jay, thank you for joining me.
Pleasure, thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem, man. How's it going?
Very good, thank you very much. Very good, and you?
Yeah, fab, thanks. Just wrapped up for tonight for the recording I just did. Took some doing, but yeah, I'm all good. So, yeah, all busy.
We're all busy in front of a screen, aren't we? So
we certainly are, and yeah, I'm looking forward to a week off as well. So it's been
good,
really,
even better, better, man.
It's been a lot of work. Okay, so you're from Oxford and you live in Northampton, and you are well known for being the live drummer for Tactical Sekt and Harmjoy. Are you still active in those bands?
Yeah, so with the kind of the creation of the new Jay Dead project, there's no changes to everything else that I'm doing. I haven't sort of branched off to do a solo project because I dislike any of the guys that I work with in the other bands or anything like that.
Okay.
So no, I still have a great relationship with everybody, and I will still be playing. So Tykse Ludder is sort of the act that I kind of play in the most at the moment, and have been playing the most, obviously prior to COVID. And Harmjoy secondary from that. Tactical Sekt haven't done any live shows, which I've been able to join for quite a long period of time, because they haven't released any music anytime recently, and also to kind of get them over to Europe to play shows is extremely costly now.
Yes, I know.
So there's kind of been some challenges there, but I'm sure that won't be the case forever, and I'm sure that and we have done in the past, we'll get some show invites, and I will be very glad to join Tactical Sekt on stage again, because that's where I first started.
Cool, and hopefully you'll be able to find a way to join them live and everything, despite everything that's going round and everything. So yeah, fingers crossed for you.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Hey, we're maybe towards the end of the year we'll see some shows come through. I'm desperate for it just as much as every other live musician. So
yeah, and we're all desperate for live gigs at the minute. I think after lockdown it's going to be end of June. Hopefully they'll be thriving. It'll be like
well, that's one of the things about it, isn't it? Hopefully this should kind of not that it was too much for a problem before, but more people will want to be able to go out. People are going to go crazy, aren't they, really, because we've been locked up inside for so long. So everyone's going to want shows, and I will definitely, because I live for playing on stage, and have done for a long period of time. So my plan is to do as many shows with as many friends as possible, and that includes all of the acts.
I don't blame you. Yeah, me and my missus are holding back just for a little bit, because I think where we live now, Doncaster, it's soon. I think as soon as June 21st hits, it's going to be like a massive, gigantic Leeds festival. Everyone's going to be out and everything. Yeah, it'll
be carnage. It'll be carnage.
Yeah, Silver Street, where the main nightlife is, it's going to be like what it was like back in when I think it was World Cup in 2018. The street was completely rampacked. I think it's gonna be like that again.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. It's gonna be like that again. So
we definitely we have a street in Northampton called Bridge Street, and that's where kind of all like the main clubs are and everything like that. We're all everybody far younger than I do kind of goes out. And on most Friday and Saturday nights, they have to police cordon it off just on a regular Friday or Saturday night. So God knows what it's going to be like when COVID lifts and everyone can go down the nightclub again.
It's going to
carnage.
The police are going to have a massive field day.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they'll probably join in with the festives, won't they? So
yeah, might have to send the army out or something. I don't know. Okay.
All for a good time.
Back to the bands that you play live for. During your time with the bands, were you in the studio at all of those bands, or just a live drummer?
No, so all of the acts that I play with, everything is very, very kind of electronic and synthesized and so on and so forth. So there's no live drumming on any of the production, so any of the CDs, any of the releases. But for each one of those acts, having that live acoustic drum feel, and having that as much of a live band setup as possible is really, really important. So of course, I miss out on that. However, it doesn't make too much an impact in terms of doing the live shows. It works well to get the level of production that all of the acts require from electronic drums and synthesized drums to be able to kind of really add those harsh beats in there for all of them. But the live element of all of those is very, very different. We want people who are in the audience and watching to really, really feel that it's a live show and feel that it's different to just listening to on a CD, because I think that's half of the problem as well with a lot of electronic acts, is that there is no way to have 40 synthesizers on stage all playing different things at the same time. So you've got to change it up, because you don't want people to feel like they're watching somebody doing some singing and just playing to a backing track, because everybody has to play to some level of backing track. And drums really, really help with that. It's very, very animated, and my style of playing is very animated as well. And it just adds to that kind of live feel. And we all feed off of it as well. It's a good feeder for everybody on stage to kind of help them feel it's live as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I saw your performance at Infest 2011 with Tactical Sekt, and I remember seeing you, and I think you came to the audience banging the drum and everything, coming down to the stage. I think that was you, was it?
It was me, the guy who can't stay behind the drum kit. Yes, that's me.
Yeah. You came on banging like that. Yeah, because I remember. Go on. Sorry.
I just have a habit of kind of losing myself, and that's a part of the live show. We're there to have fun as much as possible. So and we want to be animated. And me personally, in terms of my own playing style, I want to be as animated as possible and get people fired up and get people into the feel of, because they're a part of the band for that 40 minutes, hour set, whatever it is. They're a part of the act. So the more we can fire people up, the more fired up we are. So that's why we do it, and especially that's why I do it.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. That it's really cool to bring it to life and whatnot. And I think it's pretty cool. That okay. You've recently released your solo material, which is more future pop sounding, under the name J Dead. How did you come up with that name? Was it a nickname or?
No, so Jaded is there's two sides to it. So there's one of me being slightly egotistical and wanting to make it very, very clear that it's a solo project.
Okay.
And hence why the name of the band has got my name in it to a certain extent.
Yeah.
The other side is the play on words of being jaded. There is a lot of content that kind of flow through the album from a lyric perspective and from a writing perspective, where it's about people facing their own challenges, how they overcome those, how they feel throughout those challenges, and a large part of a kind of personal journey for me is kind of realizing my own challenges and coming to the surface and understanding those a lot more. So Jaded as a name, as a title, kind of really seemed to fit well for me under that type of image that I wanted to create with the band, and as much as an image that I wanted to create which connected to all of the lyrical content that's generally quite true within all of my lyrics and all of the content of my songs. So it seemed to fit well.
Nice one. You've also recently released your debut album under Infacted Recordings, titled A Complicated Genocide, which is, by the way, a fantastic album.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Could you tell me the theme or themes behind it, and where did the name A Complicated Genocide come from?
So I'll start with the themes, because it obviously rolls off the name and rolls off the context that I was talking about. So the album has been written over a very, very long period of time, because I have an awful habit of writing and then never doing anything with it. So this is a first solo project for me, but I've been writing music since I was in my early teens, and then obviously playing with other bands for a long period of time as well, like 17 years in touring bands.
Yeah.
So the time was right for me to be able to start doing something on my own.
Yeah.
That's for a couple of reasons. One, because of the friends and the connections that I have and the people that I have supporting Jaded, which is an important factor to be able to create that final sound. I've found time in my life to be able to do it as well, and I've got space within my life to be able to do it as well, because I wanted to make all of the music in the comfort of my own home. So I've got my home studio now, which I'm sitting in again. So it's just all of those things that have built up to sort of make it sort of that time. So the content of the album is segmented from different elements of what has happened with me, or different parts that I have written from my own life, whether that be stories about me or stories about my perspective on other people's situations, as I said, over a course of around 10 years. But generally, the whole theme of the album, as I said, focuses a lot in and around the challenges that we face and how we realize those, how we move through them, and how we feel at those particular moments in time. So I try to, with a lot of my lyrics, I'm a big believer that people should listen to lyrics in whatever way that they want to connect to them. So I never really say this song is exactly about this and that's how you should understand it and how you should read it, because we all do that with music differently every single day. We connect to lyrics, we connect to music, we connect to those feelings quite differently, and I think that's important for everybody to be able to do. However, that context of people facing their own challenges and getting to realize themselves a little bit more was something which was quite universal. So that's the way that I've sort of encapsulated the project, and I'll continue to do that with future releases as well. There'll be a lot of content which follow the same type of movement and the same type of visual aspect within the lyrics. And A Complicated Genocide, I've had a few questions about this as well, because obviously it's a strong title, to say the least, especially for somebody who is singing over the majority of the tracks as well. It's quite a harsh title. However, the title derives from a visual aspect of me personally kind of reviewing my own behaviors and trying to have an element of self-development. So one of those things about the challenges that we all face as individuals through the lives that we lead, whether that be something as mundane as work or relationships, or, as I said, self-development and so on and so forth, we all have moments in our life where we decide, or we come to the point of realization that we want to improve, or we don't like what we've seen before. So the part of that, A Complicated Genocide, if you sort of look at the lyrics that surround it, it is very, very much about trying to eradicate and trying to get over those things that you want to change for yourself, because those things are bedded in. I'm 34 years old. I've lived my life for a long enough period of time that it's hard for me to be able to change. So the title of Complicated Genocide is my own visual aspect of me looking at how I want to develop as an individual and trying to get rid and move past some of the behaviors that I want to be able to improve on. That is complicated for two reasons. One, because people can't see your self-development a lot of the times, because they're very, very personal, so it's hard for people to be able to see that. That's one complicated bit about it. And then two, self-development in itself is complicated. How do you change those habits which have been embedded for a long time, and how do you make yourself aware of them? So not as gruesome maybe as the title sounds, but it's got a lot of meaning behind it.
Nice one. Yeah, pretty deep stuff. I like how you've put everything into it and whatnot, It's
unconsciously taken a lot of thought. So it's very, very easy to talk about it now. I think when I was writing the album as well, I didn't have too much of a prospect in terms of where it was going. It's as I've looked back on a lot of the things, and the themes kind of spoke for themselves without me overly thinking them to start off with. So it's easy to talk about them now looking back. Ask me halfway through writing the album, you would get a different story.
Yeah. Cool. And your debut single from the album is Haunt. Could you tell me about that one?
Yeah, so I wanted to release something to to be able to create a teaser for the project, to kind of put my hand up straight in the air straight in the air to say, yes, I'm working on stuff. I'm going to start talking about it and start the promo train on it relatively early. I'm going to talk about it for a long period of time, which unfortunately I did, because obviously releases take time to be able to get them right and take time to be able to get them out. So that's how Haunt was formed. And again, Haunt is very, very much about, in terms of its own content, very, very much about things coming back to haunt you when you don't deal with things. If you don't deal with your issues, if you don't deal with uncomfortable circumstances, they will, rear their head at some point in time. So that content as well was tried to sort of created in terms of the visual aspect through the video as well. The video is very budget. It was made by me and my brother in a forest somewhere near to kind of where we grew up. So we just went out into the forest one day, got very, very wet, and created something. But video content for me is really, really important, even if it is not the best video content, because I didn't have a budget for it at that time and I didn't have the support in terms of a professional company. Very, very different to Feeding on Me in terms of that video. But yeah, it was important for me to get visual content out there with a video, and something that I'll continue to do with as many tracks as possible. It's just obviously COVID restrictions have made that quite difficult at this moment in time to be able to keep creating content.
Yeah, understandable. And as you said, your second single was called Feeding on Me, which brought you to the limelight, which is the opening song to the album. Could you tell me the theme about that song?
Yeah, so Feeding on Me is, in terms of how I wrote it, and hopefully should be relatively clear through the video and the lyrics. It's a song about jealousy. So not in regards to anything overly specific with me or anything along those lines. It's actually a song that I wrote a really, really long time ago. That's probably one of the oldest songs on the album as well that I wrote. It was wrote on guitar. It was actually wrote in a studio whilst I was sitting there with a can of beer, recording for a metal band. So something completely different. And something, when I wrote it on guitar, it was just a very, very soft acoustic track. But as I said, the song content moves through all of those thoughts and feelings when the jealousy starts to change your perspective on things. Because I strongly believe that, when we get overly exposed to particular types of emotions that are regular and day to day, it changes our perspective on things within that moment in time. And that's exactly what that song is about. It's about the emotion being able to take over somebody else's perspective in terms of their decisions and how they see something. And again, that feeding on me is that emotion feeding on it as they would do with anything else. Nice.
So, and it can be about absolutely anything.
Yeah, and the root of the song, is universal. Jealousy in any perspective is something that we all feel at some point in our lives, at some point within any regular aspect. There is to be able to create an easier level of delivery, though, with songs and lyrics. Obviously, sometimes it is easier to be able to talk about people and talk about relationships as an example. So there is a relationship type feel within the content of that song through the lyrics. But the core of it is not so much on a relationship. The core of it is more so on the emotion and, as I said, how it changes your perspective on things.
Nice one. And your album did pretty well on the what was it, GW? Go on,
German electronic web charts. It's easier to say it in that way rather than GEWC or something like
that. Yeah. So your album did pretty well on the GEWC, peaking at number 4. How did that make you feel?
Yeah, look, it's a fantastic feeling. I've been supported by a lot of people for the album. I very much do Jaded as a project for myself.
Yeah.
Because the enjoyment that I get out of creating and having that feeling where I am actually starting to finish off songs and finish them off in the way that I want to is the best thing about it. And then obviously on from that, the next thing for me to be able to kind of feel around it is doing shows, because I want it to be a live band as much as possible. But yeah, don't get me wrong, to be able to get levels of recognition, especially on charts which are voted by other people in terms of what they think, is fantastic. And I've had a lot of support through Infacted as a label, as an example, to be able to kind of give me those opportunities and put me on a roster of acts and bands who are very, very established. And Torben, as kind of leading Infacted, has done it for a very, very long period of time. He knows his stuff and he's got great connections. So it's, you know, for me, it's very, very, it's nice to feel proud of myself, but it's also very humbling to be able to feel like I'm in good company and I've got some really, really good people supporting me, which is, a great feeling.
Torben's a total diamond, and I've got so many releases on Infacted Recordings. I've got like a selection of great artists and everything, and I regularly use their music for my shows and everything. And you're in good hands, dude.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, I've known Torben for a long time, ever since I kind of started playing in Tactical Sekt. So I've always met him at shows and so on and so forth, but never worked with him before. I've had close friends who's worked with him, and it's great. He's got a huge raft of experience. He's very methodical in the way that he does things, and as I said, as an artist, I'm in great company and I have a great level of support. I can't ask for anything more.
Nice one. Okay, we're just gonna have a little break, and I'm gonna be playing 3 songs from your album, which will be Haunt, Feeding on Me, and the title track, A Complicated Genocide. And Jay, I'll catch you in a bit, mate.
Thank you.
All right.
spun round and shown how to walk in clouds. You look now for broken towns, where to drown. You're pushed down. Choices aligned, found them alone. No help from a name, I decided unknown. Your focus on me, my focus on home. That's you. Until you mention his name, undivided control. It's over and see them growing and feeding on me. I'm coming up and not breathing. It's over and see them growing and feeding on me. I'm coming up and not breathing. It's over and see them growing and feeding. I'm coming up and Red Sea and come down and stay a while. With your hand I think I might be jaded, reconcile. I never came, I fought alone, stayed and watched in the skies. It's just a complicated genocide. I never came, I fought alone, begged myself to arise. It's just this pain is something never to be won. You can't kill something. You can't kill it for me. You can't kill something. You can't kill it if it can't breathe. You can't kill something. You can't kill it for me. You can't kill something. You can't kill it if it can't breathe. You can't kill something. You can't kill it for me. You can't kill something. You can't kill it if it can't breathe. You can't kill something. You can't kill it for me. You can't kill something. You can't kill it if it can't breathe.
Hello there and welcome back to Future Music from the Robot Lab Interview File 13 with Jay Taylor from Jay Dead. The songs played were Haunts, Feeding on Me and the title track to Jay Dead's debut album, A Complicated Genocide. And joining me back now is the man himself, Jay Taylor. Welcome back, Jay.
Thank you very much. Thanks for playing the tracks. Appreciated.
My pleasure, dude. You've also chosen some remixes for your single Feeding on Me, which were Tactical Sekt and Grendel.
Yep. So obviously, especially with Tactical Sekt for obvious reasons because I play with them, but two acts that are really important to me. So very, very grateful that both of them said yes, because they could have said no. Everyone's very busy working on music at the moment and have their own lives to lead and everything else as well. So the reason why they're so important to me is because I wouldn't be doing the things that I do today if it wasn't for those two acts, but more importantly, those two sort of main individuals. So I joined Tactical Sekt when I was quite young, about 17 years old. And I guess a long story short was that Anthony from Tactical Sekt, the man behind it, as well as the man behind Aslan Faction, didn't really know me properly. We were more acquaintances. I worked in a coffee shop and served him coffee for a good few years. One day he came in and asked me if I knew anyone who played drums. And as a sheepish kind of 17-year-old, I was like, yeah, dude, I play drums. And it sort of went on from there. So he asked me to play a show with them, and that went well. And I continued playing with them from there. But at that stage, I didn't really know what EBM was. I didn't know the scene. I didn't know the culture. I was very, very much into my metal music back then, and still am, obviously. But I rarely listened or appreciated anything else back then. So that was kind of my introduction into EBM music. And obviously Anthony took a huge chance on me as an individual that he didn't really know. But we had a good relationship. It was very, very friendly, and he supported me through that as well. So without Anthony sort of kicking it all off, as I said, I wouldn't be making the music today. I wouldn't have the friends that I have today, the loved ones that I have, and so on and so forth. My life changed to a large extent when that happened. So that's why Tactical Sekt is really important to me. So and beyond that, the first tour that we did, sort of the first sort of Noitek-esque tour, which was the label that we were on back then, was Grendel. And Grendel was the other first act outside of the one that I played within, where I really sort of appreciated the music and kind of found the style of music that I wanted to continue to be able to listen to. So I remember getting the Soil Bleed album from Grendel, and playing with Jos. So yeah, and again, so a big impact for me. And I've obviously known Jos for a long period of time, loved everything that he's created. So doing something now as a new project, 17, 18 years later than when I originally started doing it, with the 2 acts and the 2 individuals that to a large extent kind of helped me to be the person that I am today, was personally really important to me. So and they both did a fucking great job as well.
Yeah,
I think.
brilliant remixes. Do you plan to return the favour maybe if they like release new material? Get on board with remixing them, as you know.
If they think I'm good enough, yeah, I would love to. I'd love to return the favor. Yeah. And I'm sure something like that will be on the cards in the future. So since sort of releasing the album and having a little bit more time, where I've, as I said, just started to write more jaded songs for the next release, I've also been using my time to start to do some guest work with some other acts. So I'm working with some acts at the moment where I'm doing guest vocals, which has been really exciting, as well as a few remixes as well. So I'm sure that will continue, and if there's the opportunity to be able to do that again, if they think I'm good enough to do it, I'd love to return the favour.
Nice one. And can you maybe give us a mention who you're currently working with, or do you have to keep it a secret for now?
I can't at the moment, because it's all unreleased, and it's all still at the early stages. So they are a part of albums that are due to release later on in the year. So I can't mention who they are at the moment. But hopefully they're good enough for people to enjoy. And that, again, that's been one of the great things about sort of releasing the solo project, because it's challenged me to be able to really work on my vocals as a singer. I've been standing behind a microphone and shouting for most of my career behind a microphone. And I've always sung, but it's great to kind of get something where I'm quite content with how to use my vocals and my vocal range, and then being able to get that to use on other people's projects as well provides a further challenge, because it's not a JDED track, so I can't sing it like a JDED track. So yeah, it's a great development for me as a musician as well.
Nice one. And also, when you're out on the album, also on the album is an ES23 remix and a much more metal version of A Complicated Genocide with the awesome Auger. How did they come about?
Mm-hmm. So I got introduced to ES23 and Daniel through Infacted. Mm-hmm. So that's how I got in contact with Daniel. We wanted to be able to work with, again, the same as Grendel, so another Infacted band, to be able to support them as well, and obviously use the great talent that is there already, because as I said, Infacted would have got a fantastic lineup, some really, really good quality producers and musicians. So it's a real good pleasure to work with Daniel. So that's how that one came about. And then in regards to the Auger remix, or I guess kind of to title it properly, the featuring track, and it developed into a featuring track, is that I definitely wanted to have a remix on the album which was from a British act. That was quite important for me, because there aren't that many British acts in the scene, because obviously it's very sort of Central Europe based. But we've got some really good quality and some really good talent here, and I'd seen quite a few things from Auger over the last couple of years, and you know, they've made a good impact, and I liked some of the stuff that they were doing. So I reached out to Kyle, who really, really enjoyed the track, and it just went on from there, and it just evolved through messages going back and forth. And we got to the stage where we were both liking what each other was doing so much, it turned more into a collaboration rather than just a standard remix. So we decided, because Carl's voice fitted in quite well alongside mine as well, we sort of shared that out effectively and got Carl to sing some of the lyrics alongside it as well. And I'm so happy with the end result. It provides something which is different in terms of a track to the rest of the remixes, because it is a lot more kind of goth rock type feel, as well as it being electronic based. So very centric to the type of stuff that they do anyway. However, for me as a musician, in terms of my past and the type of things that I do, very much a style that I like as well. And we've had great feedback on it already. And yeah, it was great working with them both, because again, just as much as all the rest of the remix contributions, they really captured what the track is about and captured the feel of it and just put their own spin on it. But as I said, it was great to get his vocals alongside mine, because they just seem to fit really well together.
Because we listened to it, me and my girlfriend, the other day when I got it through the post, and we were completely amazed by the performance. I didn't know what to expect. I know it said featuring Auger, and I thought, oh, because I know Auger, because I did a show with them back when I was in Jan Dole band quite a few years ago, and really nice folks, and I really liked what they did, and I thought this is rather good actually, and impressive. I was quite amazed. Once the pandemic's over, do you of course plan to play live, like do some UK shows or maybe Infest or something? Or...
So as soon as doors open somewhere, my musical career, and I'm you can't see, but I'm using inverted commas as a part of that quotation notes. My musical career, I do it to play live. That is another world for me, and it's a world that I want to be able to live in as much as possible. And that doesn't mean sitting on a smelly tour bus with a bunch of guys or anything else, as much as that is enjoyable, or backstage or whatever else it is. It's physically being on stage. That's the biggest thing for me, and there is no other feeling like it. So yes, as quickly as possible, I will be on stage with obviously all of the other acts that I play with as well, because they're all different in their own style and it's all a different feeling. But Jaded as a project as well will be out doing live shows as quickly as possible, and it will be a live band experience. So I know I fit within that kind of synth pop type genre. However, my own prospect in terms of how I want the live shows to be is that I don't want it to be a synth pop live show. And again, that's no offense to the type of acts that play within there, but it's usually, one guy at the front moving around and a couple of guys on keys, or maybe one person on keys in the background. I don't want that. I want it to be more live. So I want a live drummer. I want a live bass player, and so on and so forth. So it's really important to me to be able to make the project as much of a live experience as possible, because that's what I would want it to be as a listener as well. So yes, I will fit in as many shows as I can, and there will be UK shows as well. I've even had a chat with the guys at Auger. Hopefully, not that we can confirm anything because there's nothing to plan at the moment, but hopefully we can share a stage sometime later on in the year or next year in the UK.
Nice one. You definitely have to come up here sometime, maybe Sheffield or something, and or where, if you're like near Doncaster or anything. I'll have to meet up and I'll have to buy you a drink or something.
Man, I'll have to buy you a drink. That's how it works, right? That's how it works. But look, definitely will any show that I can get which will attract people, and I'm happy with the type of lineup that will be there, and everything else will be right up my street. I got a car. I can travel wherever I need to. Travel is easy. Take away COVID restrictions. It's only a drive away or a flight away, and I'm quite used to that.
Cool.
So yeah, as many shows as I can get.
Yeah. You'll definitely have a stroke look at like places like Manchester, because that's like one of the biggest cities up here, and a lot of the bands play here, and you get get a massive reception. So I think maybe talk to the guys at Analog Trash, see if we can do a gig for you and stuff like that. And
no, I can have a chat with ads and stuff like that. So I'm sure, as I said, as soon as the world allows it, I will have J-Dead out there as much as possible doing live shows. So.
Yeah, definitely, man. We've done a few. There's been quite a lot of good shows in Manchester I've been over years. I mean, Manchester's probably, or Leeds is probably the two places I go to mostly. You know, that's up here, and they get a lot of good bands there. I mean, they've played.
Exactly.
Assemblage 23's played here a few times. Three Teeth. I did a few there when I was in John Doe bands. Got fantastic reception, etc. And the enthusiasm up here is just, a lot of people said it's just amazing. Even Vassie from Reaper was completely mesmerised. Here's a story. When back in 2009, when Reaper supported SITD, part of the Rock Tour, when they played She's a Devil and a Whore, he actually recorded us going for it, and he was completely mind blown with our enthusiasm. He didn't expect it, and we were just proper going for it. Right in the camera, it was like, wow! So yeah.
I think the only up north show that I've played is probably in terms of sort of EBM acts in the bands that I play with at the moment is Infest. So I've played we played a festival in Scotland before in Edinburgh. That was really, really good. But the northern crowd definitely has got a reputation, and because I'm closer to the south as well, and again I'm closer to London. Yeah. Shows are more accessible there, but a London show is also very, very different in terms of audience. They're a lot more used to kind of getting quite a few shows and everything like that. Doesn't mean that the crowds are bad, but each different place, and this happens all the way across the world. Each different place, each different region has got a different feel to it. So.
Yeah. I know London is like, well, for here is where it's at. I mean, with Slimelight and everything, because a lot of the bands go there because I mean, I've been there a few times with my girlfriend, and we saw DKAG, Nakmar, and we were meant to go for Chain Reactor, but Dunkels got slotted in right at last minute, and crowd there were amazing. I mean, I rarely go down south, but I mean, I'm mostly up here most of the time, because traveling down there's like that 3-4 hour drive. But
exactly.
We've got quite the enthusiasm and everything, and we're always ravenous for all these bands to come over and play. We always give our full support and whatnot. And
it's great.
Yeah, and I've got a thing for buying loads of CDs when it comes to gigs and festivals. I mean, I'm always spending my money on that. But seeing as I don't drink, my money goes on something to good use,
Yeah, but that's really, really important for the artists and everything, and it makes it worthwhile. Shows are great times to kind of make memories, aren't they? And you can do that by remembering the time that you buy a CD, not just how you drive around in it, listen to it in the car or something else. It's got a little bit more context to something which is more physical than just buying it from a store and then listening to it in your car. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, last Infest 2018. Sorry. Well, on Sunday they had the Out of Line store there, and look, surprisingly, albums are like really cheap, and I just raided the whole store because,
you raided your piggy bank.
yeah, I did actually. Yeah, I just went mental. I had they actually gave me a spare box, an empty box where CDs are stored.
Yeah,
they're all bought. I said, do you want this to store them? You can have that if you want. So came out with like a CD full of merch, like a load of t-shirts.
Well, I'm sure Out of Line loved you on that day, didn't they?
They did. I spent.
They did, yeah. Of course they did.
I spent about 196 quid.
Wow, man. Well, as I said, that's huge support to the artists and everything else as well, especially in the times that we live now. Not that there's anything wrong with people streaming music. I do the same, but when someone physically buys an album here and now, I can say it as an artist now, probably when I've got something which is all my own, you feel it. It's really nice.
Yeah, definitely. I did that when I was in Jandor Band as well, because when we did gigs, they also had me on the salesman of the band as well, because I was just go
Boy.
Yeah, flogging CDs, and I just sold loads, same T-shirts as well. They just had me doing it, and it's just a great feeling when people buy it, and I can relate. It's really good, and plus I'm always hungry for new music. I mean, I've got an endless supply, and also of like CDs, and I'm getting like massive CD racks and stuff. I'm just always getting them, you know.
Yeah, who needs wallpaper, right? You can just to get a CD rack and just fill it full of CDs.
Yeah, definitely. I've got loads. I've got loads over years. Yeah,
cool.
Definitely. The joys afterwards are like coming from festival is like spending the week after, because I get a week off work, just binge listening to the whole thing. Yeah.
Mate, it sounds good. It sounds like a good time, man. It sounds like a really good time.
Yeah, that's how I roll. Have you got any other singles in the making to be released? And if so, which one?
So there will be one more single from the album. I hope that will be released in early April. I can't say which one it is yet, because there's we just got to make some decisions, to be perfectly honest, in terms of what the best thing to be able to do is. But there will be. It's probably going to be, it's later than expected. I would already been sort of probably doing it in sort of, as I said, round about now or early March. But again, I want to ensure that it's done with a video. That's really important to be able to create video content with it.
Definitely.
Again, COVID restrictions have been really difficult. But I work with, and now work with, especially, and have done with Feeding on Me. I work with a guy called Mark. He runs a great company called Mondo Cheapo, who produced the Feeding on Me video, and I'll be working with Mark again for the next single. He did him and his team, and the people that we had work with us in terms of being extras and kind of actors, did an absolutely fantastic job, and I can't recreate that by myself. So I need to use the expertise of people that I trust, and I definitely trust Mark. He's done a great job.
Nice one, man. Well, I hope to hear it soon enough. Like when it gets released, whichever one it's going to be. Yeah, looking forward to it. Man. No worries. Are both bands, Tactical Sekt and Harmjoy, still active, working on new material?
Yeah. So the last show that I played with Harmjoy was probably late 2000, so December 2019, right before kind of pandemic hit and everything else as well. So Harmjoy will continue to make music, but obviously it's made by Dan von Hoyle and Olaf, who is from Tykse Ludder. Olaf. But Tykse Ludder have just started releasing material, and that has been the focus for the last year or so, because it's been quite a number of years since there was a last Tykse Ludder release. Yeah. So yes, there will be more Harmjoy in the future, probably within the next year or year and a half, I would expect. But there is the project won't stop or slow down. It's just been a focus on Tykse Ludder for that moment in time to be able to get some material out from them.
Okay.
Tactical Sekt's a different story. There is probably maybe even about 2 albums worth of Tactical Sekt material that sits on a hard drive somewhere. But people's lives change and things are complicated. It's putting out an album takes time. It takes time to be happy with it. It takes time to be able to organize it, and it takes time to be able to do the promo train or beyond from there. And that is extremely challenging when you have a family life, which is like Anthony. So Anthony, I met Anthony when he was in the UK. Shortly after that, he moved back to the States. He now lives in Texas.
All right. Okay.
And he's got a big loving family that he needs to support. So he still creates music, and again, I was hugely grateful for him taking the time to be able to do a remix for the Feeding on Me single. But yeah, he still creates. It's just there isn't the time, or it's not the right moment to try and release something which is Tactical Sekt related, because it needs time and effort to be able to do that. And the other thing as well is that Tactical Sekt don't want to work with a label for any future releases out of personal preference. And again, a lot of people do that. That's absolutely okay.
Yeah.
But again, that kind of adds to the level of workload. It adds to the level of funding that is required to be able to get it up and out there.
Yeah.
Do I think that there'll be some more Tactical Sekt releases in the future? I sincerely hope so, considering that there is material there.
Yeah.
Now's just not the right time. There might be a right time in the future.
Fingers crossed. I hope to hear more Tactical Sekt, and plus my girlfriend loves them as well. She loves Tactical Sekt, and a few of my friends, total diehard fans.
Yeah, it's Tactical Sekt. When you kind of look at it, two albums and one EP made a pretty large impact from a long time ago. I still have people who regularly talk about them, who regularly know them, and everything else as well. Everyone's asking for something, so that kind of keeps me positive that there will be something in the future. There will be some type of release. As I said, it's just not right now, but maybe sometime soon.
Fair play. And the last question now, what would you like to say to everybody listening?
Just a very, very basic and normal big thank you. It's I've had a really, really great opportunity to be able to do stuff with Jaded, and I'm kind of bowled over by some of the feedback that I've been getting, whether that be good or bad, because it's all contextual. Good and bad feedback. It makes me want to do it more. So thank you everyone for the support and taking the time to listen. It's really, really appreciated.
No problem. All right, and that's the end of the interview, and thank you, Jay, for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, and and I'll see you later, mate.
Cheers, dude. All the best.
Cheers, you too. Take care. You have been listening to future music from the Robot Lab Interview File 13 with Jay Taylor from Jay Dead. I've been your host, Exo Skull. You can follow me on Facebook, Mixcloud, Twitter, Bandcamp, YouTube, and Instagram. And if you'd like to be interviewed, please contact me on my social media pages, or alternatively, email me along with some sound files to exoskullfmrl@gmail.com. That's exoskullfmrl@gmail.com. And to end this interview, I'll be playing 4 more songs from Jay Dead's debut album, A Complicated Genocide. Feeding on Me, remixed by Grendel and Tactical Sekt. A Complicated Genocide, remixed by ES23. And an alternative version of the song, A Complicated Genocide, featuring Auger. You can get this album digitally and physically on CD on jdeadband.bandcamp.com. That's J, the letter J, deadband.bandcamp.com. And coming up now are the 4 songs that I have mentioned. Thank you for listening. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.
Choices aligned, we found them alone. No help from a name, I decided unknown. Hold your hand, I think I might be jaded and reconciled. But I'll wait for your God to send me home after a complicated genocide. You think I'll break you down to your fucking home? This bitter taste is better than suicide. Without it, you'll never find me. You're a conflict, too bound and tied. And I'll wait for him to tell me I dreamed this blood-red sea. You think I'll break and counter your fucking rum? This bitter taste is better than suicide. You can't kill something. You can't kill life for me. You can't kill something. You can't kill everything. You can't kill something. You can't kill life for me. You can't kill something. You can't kill everything. Dissipating clouds of envy and honest indemnities. My open vision of this timepiece are drowned in uncertainty. But I'll wait for your God to send me home after a complicated genocide. And death, you'll think I'll break and counter your fucking rum. This bitter taste is better than suicide. For you, I'd stop this red sea and come down and stay a while. With your hand, I think I might be jaded and reconciled. You never came, I fought alone. I stayed and watched in disguise. It's just a complicated genocide.